Welcome to Chris BI. I'm Chris Wagner, and today we're going to be going through the data visualization guide on focused visuals. Before we go right into the guide, let's go over some key points that will help you understand when, where, and how you should be using focused visuals. Or the reason you include these is you want to have real precise KPIs that your users are tracking to and understand. These KPIs ground users as to the numbers that they're looking at. It can often be the first thing that they see on the page. All right. This allows users to understand, that foundational, that big number, and then start to go into more information and more details as you move down through your page. So, you go from a focus visual to a parts of a whole. Then you go to a trend line, then you go to a matrix, right? That breakdown and that flow helps users take that one piece of knowledge that they understood by, first pulling up your report and then moving down to more detailed information. While you want to make sure that you have the relevant points for your report, make sure that you don't have too many. 15 KPIs are going to be way too much for users to track and understand on a given page. Try to hone in on 3, maybe 4 key performance measures that a given page or a given story is focused in on. Less can often be more, especially when it comes to your KPIs, your focus visuals. All right, enough of that. Let's head down to our style guide and let's go take a look at it. Okay, as I come into my data visualization guide and I want to hone in on my focus visuals, I click in and I head on over. Straight out of the box, Power BI comes with some great focus visuals that are used, probably more than almost anything else, which is the card and the KPI chart. Both of these are like foundational when it comes to building a report. I start with this card on almost every single report. I'll lay out my cards along the top. I'll include those 4 or 5 items. I'll make sure that it's formatted exactly right and it's got all of the key KPIs that I'm looking for. Right, that can be really helpful. And then, as I said, you break out into your parts of the whole, your trend lines, and then your more detailed. If you're trying to take up more information or provide more focused information, this KPI chart is great because not only does it give you the focus on that KPI, but it allows you to clearly see like a goal value, and then the trend over time is what's going on. Some other focused values that are out there. Is the advanced card and the card with states. These could be really helpful in different situations, especially in adding a little spice and a little more variety to a given page. As we start to get into other visuals, the gauge chart is very popular with people. I'm going to ask you to be reserved. It's not always appropriate to use a gauge chart. A lot of people, gauge everything. That's not necessarily a great idea. The multi-row card, this is one of the few cards that can allow you to have many focused items on a page. So given a situation where you're asked to have 10, 15, 20 focus KPIs that a user is tracking, the multi-row card is excellent because it allows you to do that all inside of a singular visual, and it'll save you on performance, both on what's hit your cube and on your report page. So do consider that. Some other big charts that people really like when it comes to the focus is the ring chart, to include a parts of a whole comparison as well as a total measure in there. Remember your guidance though, 2 or 3 items tops for a ring chart. So try not to do more than that. And then again, the Power KPI pops in here because it does focus in on 3 items, but it also provides that depth of trend analysis as well. When you're working with focus visuals, it's really important to make sure that you hone in on that simplicity. Make it as easy as it can for users to come and see that number and move on. You're going to have many different types of users who are going to interact with your content. Some will come in and they'll dink around and they'll dig into all the who's its and what's its. But many other people are going to come in, look for their measure, and then they're going to get out because they got other things to do. These focus visuals are really for that target market, that target user who just wants to get in and get out. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you like this content, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to my channel so you can follow along with all my stuff. Heck, turn on that alarm bell so you'll get even notified every time I publish some new content. All right? You guys have a great day now. Peace.